Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to the Gaunt podcast. Surrender Monkey Starmer. Well, what else can you call him? He surrendered on everything. He's a liar. He's a duplicitous dunce, and he needs to go now because he is wrecking the country day by day. Are you with me or against me? He's a surrender monkey on the EU. He says we're no longer the Brexit Britain. Hold on a minute, mate. Everybody voted for it. We won, you lost. And you promised in your manifesto you wouldn't go back on it. Now you're crawling back to useless Andrea, or whatever bloody name is, and the rest of them. Surrender on China. Let them have the embassy. Let them have all our secrets. Yes, that's a good idea, isn't it? Let them have the Chagos Islands. What a brilliant idea, Starmer. You're a fucking genius. And 15 U-turns. I'm a bit angry, as you can probably tell. Good afternoon and welcome to my show. Write up your comments. Let's get talking. This is an extra one. It's 5 o'clock on Sunday if we're live, but you can watch it anytime you want or listen anytime you fancy. But I'm asking you a very simple question. Is Britain being led by a surrender monkey, which of course normally refers to the French or the Belgians? But we'll start today with it being a generic term. Is Starmer a surrender monkey? He promised strength. He promised change. He's delivered weakness and no change. More corruption than ever, including today a breaking story about how they were trying to pay, well, they did pay a group to slag off journalists, to find dirt on journalists. Is this the kind of government you want running our great country? No, it isn't. So let's go through it. He said no return to the EU. Now he was so far up the backside of Macron and the rest of them, as you can see from my picture in Munich, it's quite clear where he wants to be. He's much happier in the EU, and he's going to take us back into it by hook or by crook. He's got no mandate to do that. He says he's got a mandate. You've only got a mandate because Labour Conservatives were so dreadful. You got in because there was no real alternative. You have not got a mandate, which is why you're the most unpopular Prime Minister in history. You jerk. You surrender monkey. You promised us secure borders, but you're waving the white flag and saying, on you come, effectively, to all of these illegal migrants. Not only that, when they get here, they start, or some of them start, stabbing people and raping women. You are a surrender monkey. A country without borders is not a country. I saw Emily Maitlis. She's written up a tweet saying, oh, I guess most people would prefer immigrants who at least are paying their taxes than somebody like Jim or Ratcliffe who lives in Monaco. She's so far up herself, that woman, she hasn't got a clue. These people aren't paying any taxes, the ones that Ratcliffe was talking about. If you read the rest of what he said, he talks about the 9 million people on benefits in this country, Emily, something that you've never experienced. Public school, then off to Cambridge, then a job in the BBC. I know you too well, Emily. You know sweet FA about the real world. So it might be best now, love, to shut up and tell John's soapbox, soapal, soft soap, him as well, and the little kid who hasn't even started to shave. The three of you have been made to look stupid the last few weeks, but still you bleat on with your uber liberal crap. Starmer, the surrender monkey, he's caved into China on the super embassy. He's given them everything they want. He went to China. He came back with less than what I come back. He didn't even get a fortune cookie and a free menu. But he gave them, the Chinese, the biggest takeaway ever. Oh, have an embassy right next to the Tower of London, right on top of all our fibres. Oh, you want to build some rooms downstairs so you can listen to our secrets? Go ahead. Mind you, they probably know all our secrets because Mandelson, or that idiot Prince Andrew, has probably told them. And that's just another subject. Mandelson, get yourself to America now, because I tell you where you're going. I'd like you to send you to Gitmo, but you are going down. Oh, careful. You're going down, Mandelson. And I think Prince Andrew, I refuse to call him Andrew Mountbatten. I don't want to save the royal family any embarrassment. He is a traitor. Get him in a court in the United States of America. He's let us down as much as Mandelson has let us down. And isn't it funny how we're finding out now how many of the Surrender Monkeys cabinet are best mates with Mandelson, who, of course, is best mates with Chief Nonce, who's now dead. Epstein. Isn't it bizarre? Wes Streeting treated Mandelson as if he was his mentor. Well, that's one way of describing it. So he caved into China on the embassy and effectively to China on the Chagos Islands. We've given them away. And not only that, we're paying for the privilege. And then he has the temerity yesterday to talk about how we need to be war ready for Russia. He's going to send your children, my grandchildren, I haven't got any grandchildren yet, but you understand the point I'm making. He's going to send them to die in the Ukraine or in Russia. The guy's an idiot. He's a surrender monkey. He's sending, what did he call it? He was sending an aircraft carrier up to the Arctic or the Antarctic or whatever, wherever it is. But we haven't got any other destroyers to go with it. We'll have to ask America. He's decided yesterday in Munich that we're no longer Brexit Britain. We want to be with the EU. What? Rather than a United States of America. The guy is a surrender monkey. You couldn't script this level of weakness. This is a prime minister now this week trying to relaunch himself or maybe reboot his government. There's no need for a reboot. Let's just boot them out of number 10. Because especially when you consider he's presided over 15 humiliating policy U-turns. This is a surrender monkey who isn't fighting for Britain. He's just managing decline. And it's getting desperate now. I don't know about you. I don't know anyone who's happy. It's the Winter Olympics. I've enjoyed watching that myself. But it reminded me of my childhood. Used to watch it all the time. Everybody was involved. They were more innocent times. By the way, good job we got a gold, or a few golds now. But everyone's down. And it's because of the surrender monkey. Somebody said to me in the pub the other day, well, it's better him because at least he's the devil you know. No. He will only continue to manage the decline. He needs to go. I'm saying it straight now. Keir Starmer should admit defeat and go now before his lame duck premiership drags this wonderful country down any further. Let's get into it. Tell me now what you think in the comment box. Let's get talking, Britain. It is the John Gaunt Show. We've got 13 likes, which is not good enough. If you're liking what I'm saying, if you like my show, please press the like button. Want to hear from you. Today. I got a bit more to tell you, then we're going to come to your comments. Let me assure you, what a state we're in with this idiot. This absolute idiot. Do you see him on that stage? That's why I got that picture behind me. He's looking up to Macron and whatever the Germans called. Yeah, we're Britain. We won 2 world wars without them two. Well, in fact, one of them we defeated And the other one, they were the nation of surrender monkeys. We won the war, and we won it with America. And indeed, to be fair, with Russia as well, and the Commonwealth. We didn't win it with the French, did we? Why does he want to side with the EU? We voted out. He's a surrender monkey. Do you want to know what a surrender monkey is? The official term, it's a political coward, a leader who talks tough, waves the flag, but folds at the first sign of pressure. Someone who gives ground again and again and again. But he would call it a reset. How many more resets does this automaton need? And that's what Keir Starmer is, ladies and gents. Because today or yesterday, the big relaunch, people as well on the political programs, they're taking him seriously. He's wrecking the country. The lickspittles in the lamestream media, in the BBC, when are they going to face reality and tell this cretin to go? This reinvention is just another desperate attempt by Starmer, the surrender monkey, to reinvent himself and save his own scrawny neck. New suit, courtesy of Lord Ali. Oh, suits you, sir, suits you. New slogan. Oh, I don't know who gives him the new slogan because he sacked all his advisors. But it's the same weak leader. He doesn't need a relaunch. He needs sinking. That's what needs to happen. He said he wouldn't crawl back to the EU, but he's doing just that. He talked tough on border security, but we've got more holes in our borders than in Jamie Oliver's calendar. He's just simply given up, hasn't he? He's capitulated to China over the super embassy, and he's rolled over on the Chagos Islands. But with a straight face, he told Britain from Germany that we must be war ready for Russia. You couldn't make this shit up. He's not a fighter. He's a man in managed retreat, surrendering abroad, wobbling at home, presiding over 15 policy U-turns that expose his government to be one with no beliefs, no core beliefs, no backbone. They haven't got any policies to even U-turn on anymore. What do Labour stand for? Well, they probably don't stand. They're too busy bloody kneeling for the latest politically correct woke shite that they've taken in and they're trying to impose on us. It's a lame duck premiership unfolding before our eyes. Every day he clings on as the country's dragged further down with him. I don't want to go down with Starmer, do you? Or Mandelson? Or any of those cretins in the cabinet? I want a general election, and I want it now. Starmer, do the decent thing. Admit defeat. Go now. Instead of letting this sorry farce grind on. Well, that's my verdict. What's yours? Let's get talking. It's the John Gaunt podcast. What else could it be? Let's take some of your comments now then. Doing well now. 18 likes. I like it. Lots of comments coming in. Oh, I can't believe that. Lee, we got Graham Fletcher on. Let's have him and see what he has to say. I voted for Brexit and was happy to support Boris, but I'm disappointed that the 350 million per week we were going to get paid, or whatever Boris said, I don't think we have anything. Why? Why are you bringing up arguments like that? One, it was Boris who said it, and he was a prat, and he's been discredited since, hasn't he? Because let's look at, he started the Boris wave. He let in 1 million illegals himself. You can't see the benefits of Brexit, Graham. Honestly, I'd go to the doctors if I was you. John, audio is good, but the picture is frozen. That's you, not me. I've rebooted the app and the video twice, but still the same. Internet is good too. What do you want me to do about it, Peter? Come around with a screwdriver. Fix it yourself. It's not my end. Oh, hang on a minute. Other people are saying it is. Ian Purvis says, yeah, it's frozen. Sorry about that. I wonder if we ever left the EU. This seems we're still being directed by them. Fraser Ford says, your video is frozen on my end, but subtitles are lining up. Is it still frozen now, guys? I've got to apologise to that first person who I slagged off. Everyone's saying it's frozen. Hold on a minute. Let me just go to the bottom of my comments. Is it frozen now? Can you just tell me yes or no? Because from my end, it's absolutely perfect and my internet is fine. So I don't know where the technical fault is. Is it frozen or can you see the video? You can hear the words. That's what matters. That's what matters today. Just give me a comment if you can see it as well as hear it. Lots of people telling me frozen, but these were all from earlier. Den Spink says, John, you look asleep. I'm hardly asleep, mate. I'm well wound up. Here we go now. Peter, I loathe that man and his cabinet. Richard Pope says, the video is okay now. Peter says, the picture is back to normal. Fraser says it's working. Okay, we can get on to the subjects now, can't we? Den says it's working now. Great. We're up and running by the sound of it. I do it well. I can't apologise. It's not me. I reckon there's somebody trying to sabotage this bloody podcast. I really do. You wouldn't put it past Starmer, would you? If you've seen the report today on the first front page of the Times, he's not happy with journalists telling the truth. He wants them all to spin the bullshit that he's putting out. Starmer wants to be with Europe and China and dump the USA. He knows exactly what he's doing. He wants to be the communist leader of Britain. Well, I don't know about that, Pam, but that looks like it's the way it's going. It's got to be said. Wherever you go and whoever you talk to, they're all against Labour and Starmer. Shame he can't take the hint and do one. Yeah, what is it about him? That's a good point you're making there, Richard. What is it about him that he can't understand? People hate him and it is unpopular and none of his ideas work. I mean, look how smug he looks in that picture with his Euro mates. Do you think he's got a eiderdown, that's my age, a duvet cover that's actually the European flag? Huh? Somebody here, look here, this is quite good. Carol Coupe says Starmer is compromised, or comprises it. I think you mean compromised. Interesting. Jackie Ward says the video's fine now. I don't need anybody else telling me about the video, okay? We're obviously up and running. It's part of the problem with the internet sometimes. Starmer said Britain isn't safe without the EU. But that's where all these illegal immigrants are coming from, John. Well, yeah, I agree. He stands there with Macron, who basically is like a traffic cop. On you go. Dover's that way. Can we help you get in the boats? No, we're not going to stop you because the Police Trade Union of France is upset about that idea. On you go. Britain that way, 21 miles. Off you go. Sing a sea shanty on your way. And then Starmer reckons they're our mates. It's just a joke. And as I say, it's interesting watching the Winter Olympics. Where's that sense of, oh, that was the thing I wanted to say about that. That ties in. You know, this speech he made about we're no longer Brexit Britain, we don't want to be isolated. And he went on about what Britain is or what the United Kingdom is. But what he doesn't understand, because we are tolerant, we are all these things. But people in England want to be English. People in Scotland want to be Scottish. That's why he would never understand what goes on at the rugby. I mean, when the Scottish beat us yesterday, that was the worst thing in the world, wasn't it? When we beat them, we love it, and vice versa. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a bit of patriotic, tribal pride. Starmer wants everything to be like the school. Do you remember when the school sports days became everybody got a rosette? No matter if you were the fat, lazy bastard who couldn't run, you still got one because you tried your hardest. You've improved so much. Remember when my daughters were at school? One of them, look at which comment, I don't remember which one it was, but the teacher said, oh, sometimes she doesn't put her hand up and it would help if she did. So I said, what do you mean? Well, she's afraid of being wrong. I said, what's wrong with that? That's good, isn't it? Yes, but it encourages other people if you give your ideas. Oh, does it? Yeah. And then I realised it's one of the reasons I put my girls into a private school, if I'm honest with you. They were using my girls were pretty intelligent, yeah, but they were being used as substitute teachers. They'd put the thick kid with them. No, I'm afraid not. Look, I was good at some things at school, being a tree, which is why I went into drama, but I wasn't good at other things. I was quite good at rugby, but I was crap at football. Kids have to learn how to fail to learn how to succeed. But in Starmer's view of the world, everybody's equal. And that's like that stupid Emily Maitlis saying, oh, I'm sure most people in Britain would prefer immigrants who pay taxes. Well, I would prefer it if they paid taxes. I want everyone to pay their taxes. But you're kind of missing the point that Jim Ratcliffe has paid his taxes. And now he's decided I ain't paying no more because it's been spunked up the wall on the flip-flop warriors. No. But he still employs the thousands of people who he pays. They earn tax and they pay their tax. This politics of envy, especially when it's middle-class twerps like Emily, who's never worked a day in her life in a proper job. She's intelligent, but she's an airhead. Starmer thinks we could run the country. See, that's the thing. When he talked yesterday about what we are, we're no longer Brexit Britain, we're this, we're that, we're the other. Oh, and we're all, we're what did he say? We're not welcoming. He doesn't use that word. Diversity is our strength and all that bullshit. I truly believe he thinks that's what he thinks is what everyone thinks. But that isn't the real world. And if you really believe that, Starmer, you wouldn't be hiding in your bunker in number 10. You'd still be going to the football. But you can't, because they're all going to shout Starmer is a wanker at you, or the darts. You're pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Go now, man. Because it's only going to get worse. Even the political pundits in the lamestream TV and media, they say, well, he'll be gone soon. And then they go, oh, well, it won't be too bad. It'll be gone by the May elections. It will be too bad. There'll be nothing left to save. We need to get rid of him now. Stop giving him a soft ride. He's on the ropes. What did I say? You get somebody on the ropes, you keep punching them in the face, don't you? Till they collapse. I've got no time for him. I don't care whether his life's ruined. He's not a prime minister. And then he opened up Checkers the other night. Did you see that? Neil Kinnock's son. He was all over YouTube saying, oh, me and my, whatever his wife's name is. Me and my wife, we went to Checkers. And they said, Keir and Vic, is it Vic? Not Vic Reeves. That would be funny, wouldn't it, if he was married to Vic Reeves? Vic, his wife, who you hardly ever see, because I don't think she can stand him either. They opened up the war room and we were able to see church. I'm thinking, what? And who paid for all this? Us. They went to Checkers on a big freebie, a load of MPs, because he's trying to smarm his way round them. And then Kinnock, but of course, well, he's the king of takers, isn't he? Just like his dad and his mum. They had a fantastic late life. The amount of money they were making on their super pensions out of the EU. Ooh, ooh, choo, choo. Right? You can see why he'd be so pleased about that. But then would you go on to YouTube or Facebook and brag about it? Look at the freebie I'm getting. It started day one, freebies. Ooh, suits you, sir. Taylor Swift tickets. And they're still doing it. Whilst the rest of us are scrimping and saving, not sure whether we can heat the house. This man is a surrender monkey. 15 U-turns. You don't need me to go through them. Do you agree with me? Now then, that's that. That's me I'm really getting going now. If you've got an opinion, I want to hear from you. If you'd like to donate because you like what I do, because remember, it's funded by you, the viewers. The better I am, hopefully, the more you offer. Just click the little $ sign and send a few quid if you can afford it. only if you can afford it. Or alternatively, go to www.buymeacoffee.com/John Gaunt. Starmer is comprised. He's comprised of nothing. That's the problem. He is compromised, it would appear. I don't know why. I do not know why. Steve Palmer says YouTube isn't frozen. Thank you. I don't know where that was. It was just one of them, but it's gone now. Okay, you're still telling me it's all okay and it's working. Thank you very much indeed. Right, let's move on. Someone should tell Starmer he's weak at the knees. Starmer's going to sell England out. What a weak-kneed minister. If he was PM in 1939, we'd be speaking German now. That's a fair point, Frank. Because what I can't understand is how come we kept out the Nazis, yeah, with a load of pensioners like Clive, whatever his name was. They don't like it up on Captain Mainwaring, but we can't keep the flip-flop warriors out. It's just rubbish. Did you see Italy? Now, they've got a leader. That woman, the Italian leader, has got bigger balls than Starmer could even dream of. Fantasize, I don't know. But she has, hasn't she? She said, right, we're going to put the Navy in. Well, she's putting her Navy in. Don't know how good that'd be, but that's what she's doing. Why can't we do that? Forget about sending a frigate or the one aircraft carrier we've got to look after Greenland. Can we please just sort out harbour water first? How many times? Navy in the Channel. Army on the beach. Deter, then detain, then deport. So simple. So simple. Just get on with it. Where are we going next? If he goes full term, the country is well and truly fecked. You spelt fecked wrong, but thank you. Den Spinks. That's why he's always got 0 point from the French in the Eurovision Song Contest. They really hate us, John. I wondered if anybody would bring up Eurovision. Thank you. Is Starmer on a foreign jolly again? No, he's back. He came back from Munich. He was in Munich for 2 days, greasing up to the EU mob. That's what the picture is behind me. He doesn't like being in Britain. Do you know why? He doesn't like the British. He doesn't. Why hasn't he gone to the Olympics? I thought he'd be at the Olympics at least for 1 day, talking about diversity is our strength. He's like one of those action men. Do you remember when action men brought out ones that could speak? And they basically had a cord at the back. They had about 5 things they could say. He's like that, isn't he? It's not even AI. He's not as advanced as that. He's got a cord with a tape with about the 5 things that he comes out with, his sound bites. And that thing he does with his hands, he's been told in his media training not to point because it looks aggressive. And the last thing he ever wants to look like is aggressive. Did you? That's the thing. I got up to watch Laura Kunsberg. I'm going to have to stop doing this because it's not doing my blood pressure any good. But I got up early this morning to watch Laura Kunsberg, whatever her name is. And she had a vet coupon. She said, oh, let's go to the Home Secretary now. And I forgot it was her, that because after fucking up being Home Secretary and messing up, with the dingy warriors, she's now in charge of foreign policy. So she comes on live from Munich, right? And she starts talking. And I'm thinking, they're talking about being war ready in case Putin invades. Imagine if Putin, right, he's got a dodgy satellite, or he's probably got one of those fire sticks. So he's in the Kremlin. What shall I watch this morning? Let's watch Laura Kunsberg on my fire stick. Fire up the satellite. Satellite, Boris. Not that Boris. Boris is his mate. So he sets it up and she starts talking. I bet his arse cheeks were clanging. Oh my God, is that who we're up against? We're up against her. We can't possibly win. Forget the invasion of Britain. Right? And then he sees Starmer. We haven't got a chance. They've got real men in charge. Just pathetic. Just pathetic. Phil Earle wants to add to that and say, yeah, he's talking about being aggressive, but have you seen his boxing skills? Yeah, there's that video, isn't there, where he's in a gym and he's boxing and he just comes over as pathetic. Just pathetic. Don't do it. It's like when they get them to pour a pint to prove, oh, yeah, we're one of the boys. We want to protect the pubs. Let me pull a pint. And it comes out and it looks like a bloody, I don't know, what do you call those things? Soda fountain. Don't do it. Don't pretend. Be authentic. Be real, Starmer. But you don't know what real is because you've told so many lies. You've lied to the pensioners. You've lied to the students. You've lied to the disabled. You've lied to the farmers. You've lied to all of us. Change? No. We haven't got any change. We haven't even got any pounds. We've got nothing. You're wrecking our country because you are a surrender monkey. Let's have some more views. K-Man says, is Rupert Lowe and Ben Habib going to save us? They seem sincere and true patriots. Well, I haven't met Rupert Lowe, but I've met Ben Habib, and I think he's a nice enough bloke. I don't think he's got a chance in hell. They're too late to the party. It's advanced, and I can't remember what Rupert Lowe's called his party. But no, I don't think so. I think if they went into coalition with Nigel Farage, maybe there'd be a chance. But I think the right should be uniting. But the right never do. They're like in Monty Python, the Life of Brian, where the popular front of Judea are always against so and so. It's just nonsense. They've got to come together because what's important is to get rid of this Labour government. Because you know what's going to happen. You know what the mainstream media are after? They're after Angela Rayner getting the job. They're after her getting the job because that'll fuel their little stories and they can all be nice to each other in a green room and they can discuss, it's because she's a woman. People are being misogynist. That's why nothing's working. It's just rubbish. And that's the danger. So I think the right have got to unite. I tell you what, we haven't had a single donation. Sometimes I wonder why I bother. Sitting there today thinking, I'll do a show. There's enough to talk about. Because if there's not, I don't do a show, as you know. But I thought, there's enough to talk about. We'll talk about Starmer being in Munich. And I think I've got some good ideas. I know we had a technical problem at the beginning, but now we're running on gas. Sorry, fossil fuel. We're running. Maybe it was the windmills that had decided not to turn fast enough, which is why you couldn't see the video. Anyway, get used to it because that's the future if Starmer gets his way. Right. If K-Man says if Putin was going to invade, he'd have done it by now. He'd give away the UK quicker than he gave away the Chagos. Thank you. The Davos puppet and a cabinet party of sycophants on a mission, the destruction of the nation state. Yes, you're right. Did you see Nigel's boxing skills with Derek Chisora, the boxer? No. Why? Why did I need to see that? Tell me. Look, Starmer in a zoo with the other monkeys, but they probably break out to get away from him. Yes, thank you very much indeed. Tony Whitworth says Starmer promised change, but that change was to punish every voter that kept his party out of power for 14 years. Tony, that's quite a good point because you remember when Lammy was going in number 10 the other day and they said, are you going to resign or whatever it was? And he said, no way. Took 14 years to get here, and that summed it up. It's not about the country with them lot. It's about his party. His party. They've been desperate for power. They had 14 years to come up with ideas of how they'd run the country. They've got zero. And so now they're in a panic. They're in a tailspin. But we've got to get rid of Starmer. That's my opinion. And if you want to comment about Ben Habib and whether him and Rupert are a serious challenger, I don't think they are, personally. I think time is against them. What's this one say? Don't forget, John, the left are split between the Green Nutters and Labour. Yeah, they certainly are. Right, I'm finishing. If there's no more real comments, if it hasn't really stoked your attention today, I've also got a green tinge on me today. I look like I'm the Incredible Hulk. I'm just about to break out of my T-shirt. It's annoying because I had more time than ever to get set up, but it doesn't sum up with the internet today. I do apologise. Now, tomorrow, the show won't be live. I will repeat it at 6 because I'm off to the football. It's the biggest game of the season. Coventry versus Middlesbrough. And by God, we're now 2 points behind them. We've got to win tomorrow night. It's a must-win game. So let me tell you, there will be a podcast there. You can either watch it at the normal time, so we'll reschedule it, but I'll probably be doing it around lunchtime if you want to join in live tomorrow, right? Please forgive me, but I do want to go and watch the mighty Sky Blues. He says, with everything crossed. Jackie Ward sent me 3 red hearts, which means I can go. Thank you, Jackie. And Fraser's put the thumbs up, so thank you very much indeed. Hope you enjoyed the show. Sorry you didn't get more involved. Sorry you didn't want to talk more, but maybe tomorrow your tongues will be a bit looser. Like I say, about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, I'll do a show. I'll put it on repeat so you can join in later as well. But thanks to everybody who has supported the podcast or is going to donate, even when I stop. So that'd be good. Oh, get knotted. Leanne Tail says, playoffs again, John. No, we don't want the playoffs. We want to win the league. That's the whole point. That's what I'm upset about. We were running away with it. Anyway, enough. All right, I'll see you tomorrow then. Don't forget, earlier in the day, but then repeated later. Until then, if you've got kids, give them a kiss, give them a hug. Hey, hey, hey. Don't forget to tell them you love them. See ya.